Can you tell me a little bit about your experimentation with the because the client requested a few different formats, didn't we? So I think they requested some WebM, some Lottie stuff, and you did a bit of experimentation because a lot of other people on are going to be looking at updating their websites and putting animations on. So it'd be nice to hear a bit about your findings with those technologies because you can do a lot with different formats. Like you can have a scroll that responds, the animation can respond to the user input on the website, things like that.
Yeah, so WebM and Lottie were the two. So after we produced these animations, WebM and Lottie were the two ideas that we were sort of discussing how we can implement this into a website better. WebM is a very good web-friendly video format. So it's compressed, but doesn't lose a lot of the quality as well, and it's suitable for implementing into websites. And Lottie is a very interesting one, actually. It's got quite a few cool use cases, one of which is the animate on scroll that you were talking about.
Yeah, that really, really caught my attention on a few websites where I saw the person scrolling down the page and then the animation adapts.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting because it's Lottie essentially exports it as a JSON file, so it's data essentially tied to images. So there's so much sort of flexibility you can use it with. The While we were going through it though, we obviously did the animations. Lottie works incredibly well with a lot of animations, vector animations in particular, but the complex animations were a little trickier. We didn't want to lose too much quality, which WebM did very well. It compressed the file, made it easily upload, not take up too much space without losing that much quality. But Lottie, there was the technicalities, the intricacies of the animation were a bit lost, and I think we were pushing its use case quite far beyond what it's normally used for, which is very like that's something I mean you learn as you go, and that's a great way just experimenting around with these things and using Lottie now, knowing its boundaries, knowing exactly what we can use it for. I think it's a very interesting new tool that's come out in recent years,
Mm.
and I mean, getting to understand it better was great fun.
And I think as we go, we'll find more use cases to experiment more with it as well. Because I think it's as you said, it's exciting technology. Like it's exciting way of showing animations on websites.
Yeah,
Still,
and
still, because it's frame by frame, isn't it as well?
yeah, that's essentially it's essentially data that's tied to these separate frames.
Yeah,
So what
I
we
know.
had to do for this animation was essentially there were so many effects going on that we had to export it as a PNG sequence. So each frame has its own image that's tied, that's then imported into another After Effects file in a timeline. That's essentially like a stop motion animation of these frames, which, I mean, it's what a video is anyway,
Yeah.
but it's exported.
Sometimes you do have to break it down to these essential parts, don't you? To remember that you can do other things with the technology. Like if you can extract each frame of the video, and I don't know whether it's some kind of Java technology or whatever it is, but the Lottie file will then allow you to um, adapt or play the video back with various different in response to different user controls on the website. If you're scrolling up and down, you can have the animation respond and react to the inputs or the way the person's using the website. It's
Yeah, exactly. I think
interactive.
it gives the web developer, like in particular, a much more a much larger scope to play around with these videos. I think essentially with Lottie, it gives them a lot more creativity